Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
That was a very nifty one this time. Hello, hello, hello.
Well, because I'm not feeling sexy.
Why aren't you
I'm feeling
sexy?
old and frumpy.
I don't think you should ever feel that way. You're 20.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I feel like 50. Did you give anything up for Lent?
Yes,
What did you give up?
alcohol, but I had a drink tonight.
Oh.
You drove me to the bottle.
Oh, because of the nerves
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
I gave up being sober. Clearly.
Clearly.
Clearly, I did the opposite of what
gave up
everybody else.
cigarettes, but you just compensated with more alcohol.
No, I didn't give up cigarettes. I gave up cigarettes before Lent.
Yeah, I know, but you made it through Lent. Well, you're making it through Lent.
Right, and cigarettes was nothing Lent. Lent, you can start again after.
Easter.
So after Easter, I will quit drinking as much.
Okay.
That'll be good.
We should tell everybody that we're here with Pastor Rich. What's your last name, Rich?
McCullen.
McCullen, thank you. I didn't want to say Cullen from like Twilight. But
No. Good looking man.
Good looking man.
Good looking man.
Is that Irish?
It is.
So you survived St. Patrick's Day with that?
I did.
No alcohol?
But I made up for it.
How'd you make up for it?
Sunday fun day yesterday.
Yeah, of course.
I took a festival day. Like during Lent on Sundays, if you want to, you can take a festival day where you can, whatever you've given up, you can indulge in or have some.
For real?
Yep. Yeah, so Sundays is the break day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's odd. I should have stayed at home then yesterday and not drank. But I went out and I drank.
No,
So
of
I
course.
clearly did not know that was true.
You had things to do. You guys sent each other an email, obviously,
something
to
for
coordinate
great-
colors.
Still in that.
Well, because I did it, St. Patrick's Day this week.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, that and I wanted to wear these earrings is the real reason.
They're beautiful.
I did my entire outfit around these earrings.
But then you come and you say you look frumpy and you don't look
I do feel frumpy.
You look
I'm
amazing.
frumpy and I'm old and I'm fine with it.
And you're fine.
It's true.
It's true.
How old are you?
45.
Oh, see, you're just right up there with me.
I know.
You don't look frumpy and old.
I feel old.
Are you
sometimes.
single?
I am as of right now, yeah. I leave these
He's
things.
not married to the Lord. That's
Yes.
a nun.
Yeah, none is married to the Lord. Are there supposed to be?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a very interesting question. Because we should tell everyone that you have a ministry, and so you are a pastor.
I'm a pastor of a church here in San Diego, yep.
Now, how long have you been doing that? And then we'll get to the nasty stuff about the Lord.
About the Lord.
About the Lord.
Yeah.
We started Mission Gathering about 6 years ago here in urban San Diego. Yeah.
6 years ago. Where did you guys start it here in San Diego? Was it
We
just-
started in the North Park Theater, which was the dumbest thing to do.
Where's the North Park
It's so
Theater?
huge. You know
The Birch.
the Birch.
By Starbucks there? Where the North Park sign is? West Coast Tavern. West Coast Tavern.
I do know a good bar reference.
So we started there, and it was just too big, and we needed something a little bit more intimate. And then we moved across the street to Claire de Lune's, was this coffee shop there. She's an old ballroom that we were there. And then now we just bought our own building
And where's the building on now?
on Polk in Illinois in North Park. It's an old Seventh-day Adventist church.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that? What is your mission of your church? Because a lot of people say church, and then they get all freaked out that it's
Oh, God
Right.
and Jesus and...
right.
Right. I think the mission of our church is really simple. We keep faith simple, we accept everyone, and we're about sharing the love of God. It's pretty simple. We're a Christian church. It's definitely, it's about the Lord, but it's gay, it's straight, it's black, it's white, it's young and old. It's very diverse. So it feels cool in there. It feels good.
Now, how long? And you've been doing it for 6 years?
6 years, almost 7. I came out of the closet just 5 years ago.
So in the middle of it.
In the middle of it.
Oh, see, the Lord made you realize.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah. I wish I would have listened to him when I was 18, but I didn't. I listened to the conservative evangelicals, and it about destroyed my life.
Yeah, but don't you think those are all lessons?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I don't think that
trying,
there's
yeah.
anything in life that you go.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's all.
It definitely has made me the man that I am
Exactly.
today. Absolutely.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Were you identifying as straight for that time when you first started the church?
No, we were very open still. We had gay people coming to the church.
No, but you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I was, yes. And then I started hanging out with some of the gay members at Mission Gathering and going out a little bit. And then it was actually my straight friends that helped me come out of the closet. Mm-hmm. They worked for me or with me at the church. And they just said, you're going to destroy yourself. You're going to destroy this church. And you have to come out of the closet. And so they were my close friends, and they helped me through it.
So were you involved in the church, I don't know, MCC or something else before you started Mission Gathering? I mean,
no, I was a part of a youth organization called Campus Life. So I worked with kids who were non-religious, but just great kids. And it was definitely more conservative organization. It was more about converting them. And even then,
converting them
to Christianity.
Right.
But my theology was changing. I wasn't about the conversion as much as about community, and not everyone necessarily has to be Christian, and that got me basically moved on, because I didn't see the reason we had to convert a Jewish person or a Muslim person, or I allowed gay students in leadership, and so I got in trouble for that. So I was evolving, obviously, because of what I was keeping on the inside, but I was still living out this progressive way of doing Christian ministry.
So then do you think that, because you hear of like some hypocritical people,
Yeah.
like, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Jerry Falwell.
Not Jerry Falwell. Well, Jerry Falwell, yeah, Jerry Falwell. There's
Yeah,
a
he
couple.
would definitely be.
Brent
Yeah.
Phelps.
That had, well, I'm not even saying them. I'm just saying that people that have done the gay thing.
Right, like Ted Haggard.
Yeah, thank you. There are some that I think that are in, being a minister and starting their stuff, and then they become very angry and.
They hire escorts and they do drugs.
Right.
I mean,
so how did your staff? I mean, because I think that their staff probably knew too. What do you think made you listen?
they were my best friends. They were my closest friends, and they two of them I lived with, and I wouldn't live with anyone unless I shared with them my, I called it my struggle back then. And so I said, I have this struggle, and they're like, we don't care, whatever, So it was their progressive theology that they didn't even really understand themselves, but our friendships ruled. It was stronger than our theology, and I think that's how Christianity should be lived.
Right.
And so they just basically really confronted me because I was dying on the inside, extremely unhappy.
Like in a destructive way, or?
No, not destructive. I didn't even really drink then. Actually, when I came out is when I started drinking. Isn't that weird?
Oh my God, Hillcrest, see what you do to people.
It is.
I'm telling you.
I do have a theory on that. But
It's a big candy store. But no, honestly, I wasn't destructive. I was a healthy person, had really good friends, loved my job. But I was gay, or am gay, so it wasn't destructive. I just don't have any desire for drugs or anything like that. But now that I'm out, I definitely help Hillcrest consume
the thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I don't even mean destructive like that. I know a lot of friends that are Mormon or recovering Mormon or whatever. I actually know some people that are still Mormon, or they want to practice Mormonism. Is that a word? Mormonism?
Mormonism.
Yes. Mormonism.
And but they just, they obviously don't go to the temple, and they, can't do all of that stuff because they're gay.
Right,
but
right.
they believe in that kind of thing. But before that, I think that they were very destructive. I think they did a lot of things to friendships around them, and
I was a controlling asshole. And
that's what I meant.
Yes,
I mean, like,
absolutely. There was times that I'd lose friends, I would lose employees because I was so angry all the time.
Right.
And so yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Not the destructive, the drinking, and all that stuff. Pushing people away.
Pushing people away, judging people. It's just what you do when you're hiding something so big in your life, right? And that's what my life was. I was really a mean person at times, very controlling.
Right.
So you see a lot of these ministers that are really successful, but they're controlling and they lose their staff constantly. It's because I think they're hiding something, not necessarily sexuality, but something. Yeah, something's going on.
Right.
So in building the ministry, was this kind of like your I can kind of get this off my shoulders, get it off my chest.
Yeah.
Sort of come out.
Yeah,
in a sense.
I brought some friends together at my house. There's people in the church also, and I just I don't know if you guys remember when you came out, but how emotional it is. So I'm emotionally a wreck. And then so I came out, and then several months later I came out to the church. So like it was like this unspoken secret. Oh, he's gay, but they wouldn't talk about it. But
Right.
I came out to the church, and the church was like, finally, oh my gosh, he came out. You know, I mean, seriously, it was just like, now we can move on.
Right.
Now we're all honest. You know, every week I would say, be honest, be authentic. Jesus loves everyone. And one person confronted me and said, but you don't fucking believe that. Excuse me.
Yeah, we don't cuss around
No,
here.
never. So, I mean, it was just like, you don't believe that. I said, yes, I do. And they said, but you're gay. I'm like, we don't say that.
Right.
We don't say that word. And they're like, why? So it was becoming obvious, and I needed to for myself and for my church.
Now, had you acted out the act of homosexuality before you came out? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I still haven't.
Heathens.
I still haven't acted out the act of homosexuality.
Never. Why on earth would you do that?
How would you do that?
You're
I'm just
pure.
yes, thank you. I don't act it out. I do it.
Do it. Live into it.
Yeah.
Has that then been kind of what you have built the church around? This sort of acceptance and love, and Jesus loves everybody.
Yes. Because you look in the New Testament, especially in the Gospels, Jesus never said anything about homosexuality. You know, in fact, there's a story of the Roman centurion and his servant, which many theologians, progressive theologians, believe it was this because Roman centurions had a lot of male lovers. It was their thing. It was a Roman thing. So many people believe that centurion came to Christ and said, "The servant whom I love," right? That sounds. He is dying, and Jesus healed him. You know, in the story. He didn't say anything about sexuality. He didn't say, leave your life of sin. He didn't just, you know, you have faith, I will heal him.
Well, isn't the Romans, isn't that where the bathhouses all came from?
Yeah, sort of, a little bit.
If you're watching Spartacus, then we all know what goes on
Oh my
with the Romans.
goodness. Dreams come true.
Right?
We hope, yeah.
This is just how I know things. Where were the bathhouses started?
It is called Roman holiday, isn't it?
You okay?
I love it.
So now you're single, but you obviously have had a boyfriend,
I've had
other than the Lord.
Other than the Lord Jesus.
Or is it, no,
He's a
the nuns
strong
are the
man.
ones that marry the Lord.
Correct.
Yeah,
What do the
Catholics.
priests marry?
The priests marry the Lord, basically.
Oh, they marry the Lord too?
Yeah,
Oh, so they're all
so they're
homosexuals
gay.
too?
Yeah, they are, sort of, yes. They marry the church, really.
They marry the church. That's what I was going to say.
Well, then they're polygamist.
Well, they're.
They're not
I don't
supposed
even
to.
know what they call that when you marry an object.
Right. Sick.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, my Catholic friends, I love you, but it's just not healthy, and it's going to change in the next 10 to 15 years. Eventually, the Catholic Church will have to change that because it's very systemic and it's causing a lot of issues. The Catholics in Africa, you know, they said, we're going to change it. And what are you going to do? Kick us out?
Right.
And-
Right.
No. So,
Well, isn't that kind of how other churches start? That's like the whole evolution thing, that I think that people get upset or it's just not working for them, or they see the light or they're guided or whatever you want to
Right,
say, and then
right.
things out of that
Right.
come.
They're looking for a specific answer, and then all of a sudden they get that specific answer from
Right.
some
Right.
weird way.
right.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I just think that some people try to keep everything very specific,
Right.
and then people see things bigger,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then they move out.
Okay, yes.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's what I was
Yeah.
meaning.
Yeah. Because I believe, I've turned more spiritual than, I've always gone to church. In fact, we were just talking about this with my mom the other day. When I was growing up, I was the only one in my family that went to church every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, and every Wednesday. And I would walk, I was the only one, and this is my big thing on Sunday. I got all dressed up, and it was kind of crazy. But anyway, so, but now I've kind of gotten away from it. Now I've gotten into more of the spirituality of all of it now. So
Right.
I go to the Unity Church.
Okay.
is
Yep.
where
That's a good
where I
church.
go.
The one in Hillcrest here, right? Or
No, the one up in Miramar.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
The Unity
Oh, that's
Center.
right.
Well, that's
We
a big
drove
one.
by it. It has
Yes,
a very
we did.
nice playground for kids.
Yes,
does
it
have a
does,
very-
actually.
It has a big playground, bigger than McDonald's.
Yeah, it is. It's very fun. So that's what
Yes.
so I believe in it. But
Is it still Christian based, the Unity Church? Or?
it is, it's a little bit of everything based. I mean, it's God based.
Okay.
More than it's, it's a
entity.
Christian, but it's a God based
Okay.
Right.
way of looking at it.
Right. And I want to ask you about that in terms of the other people that might come to Mission Gathering and the other gods that they might
Right,
believe in that
right.
are not Jesus. When we come back from a break, because we're being flashed our little thing, so we'll be right back. And we're back. Good. Snap, snap, snap. Get it
Clearly,
going.
they are on a mission.
I'm saying. So I had asked before we went to break. You are a Christian church. Your
Christian
theology
church,
is
yep.
Christian, but you are accepting and open of every faith that might come to the church.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. We have a few Jewish people that go on a weekly basis. They enjoy it.
How do you fit that into what you talk about?
They love the message of love and acceptance, and let's be agents of change in the community. So they're really drawn to that. They're also drawn to the community itself. So a lot of their friends go. So it's just kind of like one of the Jewish people that goes to the church is my best friend. So it's out of that relationship, and he loves to hear that Christ was a Jew, and a really good one.
We all love to say that. Jesus was a Jew. Hello.
Right, exactly. So that's that attraction. There's a couple of atheists, and they go basically because their girlfriends drag them, and they like the music and they like my preaching, but they just don't believe in God. But again, it's that community.
Right.
They're involved with the homeless ministry or whatever.
Which I want to talk about, because
Yeah. So
Kurt goes, producer Kurt, who on the show, he goes to church Sunday with you regularly, and he
which
says,
we just found out is to flirt.
to flirt. Yes,
He thinks that it's a single.
He's cruising.
Yes, he thinks it's a single screw.
Well, and we need to talk about maybe you guys adding a little singles activity
Absolutely.
there at the church. But
I think that would wreck it, though. When you start adding
well
a single thing to anything, it wrecks it.
you watch the episode of GCB and then tell me.
Well, okay, that's a TV show, and then let's talk about real life. Because I'm also looking at their jewelry that they're wearing, and Christian Hedwig, it's not like that. Yeah,
Right.
So that is a TV show.
Well, still, we can always
But
try.
I
We
think
can
that when you
aspire.
put the pressure on, it's kind of like why I don't think speed dating ever worked. Remember when speed dating was hugely popular?
5 minutes.
Yeah, when you do that,
Right.
you add an element of, most relationships that have worked because they have been a chance meeting.
Right.
and a lot of the
So
church,
maybe
a lot of it,
Kurt just
yeah.
needs to sit in the back or in the middle of the church.
Yeah.
We have a potluck.
Yeah.
A potluck.
Potluck.
Potlucks are good.
Yes.
And you can see who can cook, who's worth marrying.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, there you go.
Gosh,
There's always an ulterior
I'm
motive.
finding so much right
About you?
now. Right about one of my, I guess, members.
We'll talk about him later.
He does enjoy the church, though. He talks about it often. I am with Kurt every Monday morning at the center, and he talks about, I went to church yesterday, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we're having a great time.
How many people do you have to go to the church?
Well, when we moved over from the ballroom that we were in, we had about 150. Now we're doing about 250. So it's growing quick. We've only been in the building for 6 months now, 7 months. So it's growing. It is funny when you build it. They actually do show up.
They do show up.
And we have a lot of young families coming now. So so we have a lot of space for children's ministry and what have you, which is really important. And it's so cool because you have a lesbian couple with a newborn with a straight couple with a newborn sitting right next to each other. I mean, it's just such a wonderful description of what faith should look like.
Right.
It's really cool.
Do you think that religion, if you will, is becoming more, I don't want to say popular, but do you think that people are finding more of a need for it again?
I think because we've had such difficult times in our country and in the world. I mean, there's so much going on. I don't know if it's the religion that maybe you and I grew up with, or I'm not for sure if you grew up, but I grew up in I chose to be very religious.
Right.
I wasn't raised in a Christian home, but but I think it's different. I think it's a more open spirituality, and it may be within the Christian community they may engage that or another style. But I do think people are finding faith again, but it's without a lot of the religious trappings. That's what I'm seeing.
Even though you think that, because I also think some of the mega churches are becoming a little much.
They're ridiculous. I mean, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm trying not to criticize, but they just a lot of them are just huge powerhouses of money.
Right.
Right.
And
So they've lost the faith,
right,
and
it's just
made
bizarre.
it a business.
Right, it's a huge business, and it's built around one person.
Right.
Which we've seen when that one person, for whatever reason, loses it or walks away or loses the faith or is found with an escort, the church is devastated.
Right. It's kind of. I think that some of them are very cult, like the Rock
Yeah,
Church.
yeah.
I think it's because that to me is very cult-like. The way that they operate and their
I think
their
what
schooling
makes,
and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, you're good.
I think what a lot of those churches, why they feel cold to a lot of people is because of their theology. It is excluding people.
Right.
Even though they're attracting a lot of people that they're attracting don't really want to deal with a lot of their issues in life, so they want the easy answers.
Right. And I also think that they're just popular. I think people go, but I don't think that people that go to Rock necessarily get the message. I think they go because it's the in
Right,
thing
so
or
thing.
the
Because they have a slick marketing campaign,
Right.
and they have
Yep.
a nice, big, beautiful church, and they've heard about them in the news a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, oh, that's the place I got to go.
right.
Yeah.
Because like Joel, what's it?
Joel Osteen.
Right. Now, what do you think about him?
Joel
I
Osteen-
change my mind about him every
Yeah,
year.
I love to listen to him.
I do too.
I think he's really positive. I think America needs a positive speaker. He doesn't judge. Joel, I think, quietly is accepting to the gay community, but I have friends that know his family really well. And the bottom line for Joel Osteen is that his brother is a conservative, narrow-minded a-hole, and his brother is the guy who runs the show.
Right.
And so Joel is the puppet.
Right.
But Joel is a very loving man, and probably even has a gay friend, and that they're friends.
Well, because he was on Oprah. Just,
Yeah,
He's
You
been
know-
on Oprah a couple times. That's
Right. But her new show that.
yeah,
right. The new one.
struggling. The channel that's struggling.
Own.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they
And
canceled.
Rosie.
Yeah, they did. Well, she kind of. Well, that's all other story.
They're
But
loaded.
But I like, his whole interview with her, and what he said about the gay people, and that he was accepting, he wants them to come to the show, and yada yada yada. But then you could tell that he was cut off.
Right.
Right.
I'm sure someone stepped in. He's a really good guy. It's just someone else is controlling.
Right.
He's got a lot of strings connected to him.
Yeah, I think if he was to step out on his own,
Right.
Because they're so worried about appealing to a base.
Right, yes.
Versus appealing to the hearts and minds of those that they really want
Right, absolutely.
to be followers or accepting,
Right.
not followers, but accepting of the word that they talk about.
I mean, they have 25,000-30,000 people that go there every week. I mean,
Right.
Right.
there's 10,000 of those people that are gay.
Right.
Or at least struggling, whatever.
Right.
They're keeping it on the inside. They may not be acting it out, but still. Or they're getting drunk on Saturday nights and feel so bad they're going to church Sunday mornings begging for forgiveness, and it's just like, you don't need to be forgiven for who you are.
right,
So-
that's true.
But they're trying to maintain a position with the people that have the checkbooks that make sure that they write the checks every
the
week.
conservatives. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a narrow-minded theologian.
And so they don't want to piss those people off,
Right.
so they do that exactly.
Right. Well, I think that Joel, like I was saying, even after that interview, I almost wanted. I wanted to send him an email and be like, "Stretch your own, like step out and stretch your own,
right.
because you will take 90% of this away from
Yeah.
the family that's all running this, and you will make it on your own. Like when you came out, your church was totally, they're like,
Right.
dude, come
Let's
on,
go. Let's do this.
So,
Yeah.
and look how much your church has grown
Yeah.
since you've done that. So, I think that he could do it, and I think that you could leave the
The new young evangelicals,
Right.
they're much more open. They don't want their friends, because everyone has gay friends now,
Yeah.
and they're open about it at work or wherever, and so they don't want their friends to be excluded anymore. They don't want to judge their friends. As a lot of the new young evangelicals have had their uncles, and they watch their uncles have better relationships and a better marriage than their parents, and so it's just changing. It really is changing for the better.
Yeah.
When you talk about an evangelical, what does that mean?
Yeah, our church is reclaiming that word.
Okay.
It has a bad, taste or view, but evangelical is simple. It's a person that believes in the life and the goodness of Jesus Christ, the good news of Jesus. That's what an evangelical. That's when it first started, right? The evangelical movement in the last 15 years has become controlled by the Republican Party. I'm sorry if there's any Republicans here, but but that type of thing. So it's controlled more by the conservatives, and it's changing. It's becoming more about the life and the person of Jesus.
Right.
Okay.
So that's when I say evangelical, I believe that the good news of Christ is love and acceptance, and not just that we can all love each other. Well, that's important, but we also need to help each other. And we need to be better people. So
Yes.
No, I agree.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I concur completely.
Concur.
I do. So I do want to talk about the youth program that you have, because you have a youth homeless.
Yeah, we have an organization, a ministry out of our church that's called Street Angels. And how that started, I was in Seattle about 9 years ago, and
Which is a lovely city.
which is a great city.
You should have been out in gay, because that's a great gay city.
Yeah, it is a great case.